Well, what's happening, guys? Welcome to this very special edition of the Main Event Talk right here on YouTube. And I'm sorry I wanted to wait, but I couldn't help myself. The main event had to put another Main Event Talk together, and this is the moment in time. Now, I had an opportunity to check out WWE RAW tonight, but before I tell you about what I think of RAW and what I think of next week's RAW, I would like to personally, on behalf of every single person that's watching this particular episode of the Main Event Talk, to say thank you to all of the military. Today is Veterans Day, and I want to personally give out my special thank yous to the men and women who have sacrificed for this great country. And if it wasn't for the military, we wouldn't be doing the things that we're doing. So on behalf of myself, on behalf of Theo's Billiards, to all the great people here in Corpus Christi, Texas, everyone across the world, everyone in the United States, we want to say thank you for serving our country, and thank you for doing what you're doing. Okay? Thank you very much. Now, let me go ahead and get this episode of WWE RAW out of the way. And just a reminder, the season finale of the Main Event Talk is coming soon. And if you guys had an opportunity to see the episode of TNA for Sale, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, and I believe Part 4 as well, give you a little bit of an inside scoop of what I think of the sale of TNA, and I also gave you my thoughts about what I would do if I ever bought TNA Wrestling. If I ever bought TNA, that is. But anyways, if you guys seen that, you know what goes on. The season finale is coming up. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3 is coming up very, very soon. Part 1, someone's going to be famous. That's all I can tell you about that. Number 2, I have not decided yet, but there's a good chance that I may put the Main Event Talk at Theo's Billiards. There's a good chance of that. Stay tuned for that. And the third part, I haven't decided about what I'm going to do with that, but I'll let you guys know and fill you in on what's going on. Now, with that being said, oh, and don't forget, it's also National Metal Day. So I want to bring that up as well. Not just Veterans Day, it's also National Metal Day. So all you headbangers out there, go ahead and jam out to everything you could possibly listen to, from Megadeth to Slayer to Anthrax to Iron Maiden to Judas Priest to Twisted Sister to Poison to Motley Crue to Cannibal Corpse, Deicide, let's see, Korn and Rob Zombie, who, well, as you know, they're coming over here to Corpus Christi, Texas on November 7th, Sunday. So if you guys have not gotten your tickets, I suggest you get them while you can. November 7th, Sunday. It's this Sunday, as a matter of fact. It's going to be a great show. I may go or may not go, depending on certain formalities. Now, let me get all that out of the way, and let's talk about what happened on Raw tonight. Now, there is one little part of the subject that I want to talk about, but I'm going to leave that for the end. The Authority. Let's see. Who was in charge? Vicky, Kane, or that stupid fuck Brad Maddox? Personally, to me, I think the only person that was really in charge of anything was probably Kane. And it's kind of weird seeing Kane the way he is, with the suit, with the tie. He looks, everyone's been mistaking him for Joseph Park. First of all, Joseph Park is a lawyer. Okay, let's get that part out of the way. Secondly, I don't think Joseph Park could ever live up to corporate Kane, if you will. But nonetheless, personally, there was really nobody in charge when they were over in Manchester, England. So let's get that part straight, Now, let me talk about, let's see, first off, Paul Heyman coming into the ring, having Curtis Axel right there with him, basically saying Paul Heyman's revenge is coming on CM Punk and everything else like that. So no doubt we'll be seeing more Paul Heyman sometime in the near future. And also, I also want to personally thank Paul Heyman for saying that Ryback was this close to being a Paul Heyman guy. And you know what, Paul Heyman, kudos to you, my man. thank you so much for not putting Ryback in that category. Because let's be honest, Ryback is nowhere in the league of a Punk, nowhere in the league of an Austin, nowhere in the league of an Arn Anderson, or any of those individuals that Paul Heyman had managed through the years. At least they have been world champions. Ryback, I don't think so. It's not going to work out. You and I, all of you, both know that, okay? And then, of course, well, Paul Heyman came out and said what he said, and then CM Punk came out, got the cane, beat the living hell out of Paul Heyman, just like he did a Hell in a Cell. Entertaining to watch, and so forth. Now, let's see, what else happened? Oh, something unique happened. First of all, I think Raw was a great match. I think Raw was a great match. Raw was a great show. I think everything from seeing John Cena versus the Real Americans, and a lot of people are really looking at Cesaro versus John Cena. And personally, to me, it would be great to see John Cena up against Antonio Cesaro. I mean, imagine the magnitude of that match. And imagine this. I'm a fan of Antonio Cesaro. I think he's a great athlete. He has all the tools, all the qualifications it takes to be a great champion. Okay, now also, you have to also realize something. He's also influenced by Bruno Sammartino. So imagine Antonio Cesaro. Somebody was mentioning on Facebook that Antonio was given the World Heavyweight title by John Cena. And well, I haven't seen that, but I'd like to, personally see that for myself. Because, imagine Antonio Cesaro becoming World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, that would be great for his career. Considering the fact that Antonio Cesaro, great athlete. I love the big swing that he does and everything. It's tremendous. I love what Antonio Cesaro has done. And seeing John Cena in the ring against Antonio Cesaro, shows a whole lot. And, well, who knows? I mean, that could be coming up in the near future. Let me see. Besides Antonio Cesaro, besides him doing a great matchup and everything else like that, let's talk about what I saw at the very end, the conclusion. CM Punk versus Daniel Bryan, CM Punk and Daniel Bryan versus The Shield, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. And let me tell you something. That was a huge main event, and you couldn't put 5 of the best talent if you could, because that is what you had. 5 of the best talented superstars that the WWE has ever seen. In the end of the match, I was like, wow, I think the Shield may get beat here, and no doubt they could get beat. But then all of a sudden, right after CM Punk was putting the Anaconda Vice on Dean Ambrose, the lights went out. And then all of a sudden, what the hell's going on here? And then, oh shit, the Wyatt family. And then, obviously, the first thing that came to my head when I saw the Wyatt family, not just to attack CM Punk and Daniel Bryan, but to also go after the Shield. And sure enough, it was a fight, let me tell you. The Shield and the Wyatt family face to face. And let me tell you something. I mean, everyone on Facebook, everyone on Twitter, everyone on town, everyone on Instagram has gone completely nuts over this. Who is the better faction, the Shield or the Wyatt family? Personally, to me, hey, I like the Wyatt family. They are great. But I think the Shield, personally in my opinion, is a whole lot better. I think the Shield, because they've won many titles, and I consider them a whole lot more talented than the Wyatt family. But the Wyatt family, they're just as talented as the Shield. But seeing them go at it face to face, you could not help yourself. It was a fucking fight. Everyone, that was the greatest ending I've ever seen in my life. Especially having the Shield and having the Wyatt family right there. And I tell you something, I mean, I'm begging. I swear to God, you know what? Eliminate Daniel Bryan and eliminate, CM Punk. No disrespect to them. It would be cool to see the Wyatt family versus the Shield at Survivor Series. But remember this. CM Punk and Daniel Bryan still have some issues with the Wyatt family. So we're going to see what happens at Survivor Series. And everybody knows it's coming up in 2 weeks' time. Survivor Series coming up on pay-per-view. You know about the 2 matches that are going to take place. The WWE Championship will be decided. As you know, the Big Show is reinstated. He's back in the WWE, and now he has an opportunity to take on Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. And, well, last week, Big Show got his ass kicked, and this week, the Big Show returned the favor by putting a chokeslam to Randy Orton right through a table. Oh, shit. And then, of course, the World Heavyweight Championship. John Cena will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against Alberto Del Rio. And personally, this is going to be a great matchup. I can't wait to see the rematch. And, well, honestly, I mean, all of us kind of see this coming already. Alberto Del Rio is a great champion. Well, he's a great athlete and everything else like that. But I really don't see him winning the championship at Survivor Series. So John Cena, hands down, will win the title at Survivor Series in 2 weeks' time on pay-per-view. So can't wait for that. Nonetheless, Raw was a great ending. I love what I saw with the Shield, with the Wyatt family, with CM Punk, with Daniel Bryan. It was truly a great ending to Raw, and that's all I want to say about that. So, with that being said, that's going to do it for this edition of the Main Event Talk, and I'm sorry that I can't make this any longer, but don't worry. The Main Event's going to make it a whole lot longer very, very soon, because, ladies and gentlemen, we are moments away. The season finale of the Main Event Talk is coming. A Part 1, Part 2, Part 3 series is coming. I told you about Part 2. It's going to take place at Deals Billiards. Part 3 may take place somewhere in Corpus Christi. I haven't decided yet, but I'll let you guys in on Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram or on Tout. But Part 1. Part 1's going to be the most creative thing I've ever done. Because it's going to make one person famous. It's going to make one person feel special. He's going to feel great. He's going to think he's worth more than anything in this world. Yes. I believe he does. He thinks he's going to be a main event. Oh yeah. He thinks he's going to be hotter than the main event. Hotter than the God among gods and the King among kings and the coolest son of a motherfucking bitch walking God's green earth. But in reality, he is going to be my bitch. That's exactly right. When Part 1 of the Main Event Talk, the 2nd anniversary, the season finale comes around, you are going to know it quite well, my friend. You've been doing everything you can to knock me. And you know what? You haven't done anything. Of course you haven't done anything. I blocked your ass on Facebook. Now, we get to the reason. We get to the reason why you were part of the elimination process. Why you are no longer on my Facebook. Because nobody, not you or anybody else, tells me that I'm not the main event. Everyone on YouTube knows that I am the genuine article, the real deal, the one and only main event. So be ready. The 2nd anniversary of the Main Event Talk is coming. And Part 1, all will be revealed. Why? Because I can and I want to. Any questions? Enough said. And remember, at the end of the night, at the end of the day, when all the smoke is cleared, when everything is finished, you will be nothing more than the main event's biatch.